ain't stopping me, I'm a pro like a Mac. Drip flow like a tap, tiptoe to the stack. Thrive under pressure, know when to attack. When it's showtime, front row to the back. Front line with my back up against the wall. If I'm up against the odds, then I'm about to give it all. About to get them all, I want everything they got. Coming for the top, I won't stop until I fall. Me, I'm trying to ball out like LaMelo Ball. Watch me switch the gears on and wait for him to stall. They're looking all small, trying to run before they crawl. Me, I'm going all out, up against it all. You're up against the clock, up against the clock. Trying to break the doors down, you should've changed the locks. I'ma bring them all down, everybody's up. And I pride when it's showtime, everybody watch. They ain't taking my spot, no way. They ain't taking what I got, no way. I'm in a fight of my life every day.
It's time for the talking. It's Lyndon King. This bout is, and this one has all of. You can't imagine how bad these fighters want to get their hands on each other. Nice counter shot. Big whiff with the right hook. They exchange punches. Throws the uppercut but misses. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Reaction is second to none. It's a blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counterpuncher smart.
Didn't land that jab. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good counter punch. Punch, counter punch. Well done with that counter shot. Beautiful counter punch. Tried to score with a jab. How about that time counter shot? These punches coming from every angle. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Well, we're entering. Here we go for round two. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counter-puncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter-puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. There's a counter shot. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Trying to land that jab. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That hook doesn't score. When are we going to see a jab from these two? He threw a punch and just got countered. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. There's the bell to start round 3. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter. One of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked. That counter punch caught him clean. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Good counter punching. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Some fighters are just gifted. Gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Swing and a miss with that jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. There's the bell for round 4. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Scores with the counter. Those counter punches have to hurt. Insane action. Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. Didn't wait long to get back in and get engaged.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Jab misses. The perfect counter lands. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Couldn't land that jab. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you can hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Perfect counter shot. And Arthur got the worst of that exchange, and he might go down. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught.
Well, hold on a second, Johnny. Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. No, we don't see a knockdown. You know the scorecards are going to be... Oh, did you see that? Roy Jones, Pensacola's finest, is down. He knew his chin would get tested in this fight, and it failed him miserably.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You all right?
Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
I love the response, though. Got back up.
There's the bell to start round 6. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Nice counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. He just misses with that jab. Nope, that hook won't score. Nice counter punch right up the middle. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to...
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. How about that impact?